I just want to say a huge thank you to EA for sponsoring this video, and also Game Riot as well for giving me the opportunity to head out to LA to get hands on with Jedi Survivor a month early. Star Wars Jedi Survivor releases in just under a month at the time of uploading this video, and I got sent to LA to get hands on. There will be a couple more videos being released before the launch of Jedi Survivor, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for more. And while you're doing that, pressing like is greatly appreciated. This video is giving you an overview of the planet Koboh and also an overview of what you may experience on this planet. Starting things off as we enter a town on the planet of Koboh. This town is called Rambler's Reach and it is basically the hub spot of this planet. We next see a droid running away from us. I encountered this droid several times while I was playing, however I was unable to catch it and unable to use the force on it. Next up are stances. You can change these, so if you're not a fan of dual bladed, you can have single and dual wield instead. You can pretty much mix and match these up as you wish. Next up are the abilities. These are the same as Jedi Fallen Order, however it has been changed. They are now separated instead of all being part of one tree. So for survival, obviously this is in regards to health and stim packs, basically stuff like that, but your survival stuff really. For force, you now have Jedi Concentration, Telekinesis and Jedi Confusion. Jedi Confusion is a force power that you can use to briefly turn enemies against one another. Within lightsaber you have 5 different options, 3 of these being about your lightsaber and then 2 of them which are currently locked at this point of the game. I believe that these are also tied to your stances, of which there are 5. One of them is Crossguard. This is a powerful, deliberate stance that allows you to deal massive damage at the cost of long wind-up times. The second is Blaster. Yes, you will actually get a blaster in this game, and the Blaster stance allows Cal to deal with long-range foes. While I never got to use the blaster myself, some footage was shown at the end of the event, and what I can say is that it will definitely help with close range enemies as well, let alone those long range ones. Just like in Jedi Fallen Order, there are these crystal-like things scattered across the planet. By collecting these, you get an increase in health essence. At this moment in time, I'm unsure if it's still the same as Jedi Fallen Order, where you also get Force Essence increase as well. Now here is something new. These are called Force Tears. Within them are challenges that Cal can complete to earn gameplay affecting rewards. Due to the size of the planet, however, I unfortunately never got around to actually finding one of these myself. There are now combat droids that are more versatile. They can sometimes easily deflect your attacks, also using their surroundings around them to better attack you. For example, the droid I am up against now is jumping up against the wall to attack me from a height. When travelling through different areas, you may encounter short side missions or tasks that you can do. In this one, the droid ship is stuck in some oil, but unfortunately at the time we are unable to help the droid out. As you walk around, you always need to be on guard. There are lots of enemies on the planet of Koboh specifically that will just pop out of nowhere and attack you when you least expect it. Now it wouldn't be Star Wars without a special appearance from a Rancor. Yes, while exploring Koboh, you can find yourself a Rancor which you can battle against. Just make sure that you are prepared to not win this battle just yet. One of the attacks that the Rancor does is similar to other creatures that you may come up against, just a bit more powerful. And this move is basically to prevent you from getting close. They will attack the ground to create some sort of shockwave that will damage you and push you back. Now the thing that we just defeat here is called a Rorca, which are head-butting chicken-like creatures. And my piece of advice to you is do not let it headbutt you. It hurts, and I mean it hurts, it does damage. Anyway, carrying on, next up we destroy some of the environment to create a path that will allow us to continue moving forward. Of course, there are the standard type things that you need to do to advance through an area. Here we are pushing back the rocks that allow BD to shoot out a zipline to move forward, and speaking of the zipline, you can now boost while on the zipline. So some of the ziplines are a lot further than what they were in Jedi Fallen Order, and obviously boosting helps you get to the end a lot quicker. And also you can actually flip the direction, so you can basically come back to the way you just came. Pretty fantastic stuff. Of course, we next do some wall running. Of course, it is back in this game as well, and purely the only reason that we're wall running here is because even though there's a pass through the middle, it is a stream of water that is coming down, and unfortunately you cannot walk through it without you being pushed back down. Then we get to see a new type of equipment being used. This is called an Ascension Cable. It's a grappling device that allows Cal to use to latch to walls, grates and other objects and zip towards them. Just a quick tip: to take down a stormtrooper that has shields, hold down the force pull. This will then take away their shield so you can attack them quite easily. Next up are the rideable mounts. Yes, you can tame some of the creatures on planet Koboh. Here we have tamed a creature that is called a Neko. We use a Neko to reach a location that we wouldn't have been able to reach by any other means, by simply jumping off of it. When you are being attacked by larger and powerful creatures, you can now chop off their body parts. With this beast, as you can see by slicing off its arm, it's very limited on how it can attack you. However, despite this, when you are hit, it will still do a lot of damage. Now we get to see some of the Force Confusion in action on a larger beast. By using the Force Confusion on this beast called a Biomore, it will start to attack the Stormtroopers so we don't have to do it ourselves. However, do remember though that this does not last for long. And here we get to see it being used on a Rawcat to take out a lone Stormtrooper. Like I said, make sure you do not get headbutted by this Rawcat. It will hurt. Then finally with this clip you can see us taming our first creature, our first Neko. Remember the stream I mentioned earlier? With mounts you can actually go through areas like that with relative ease. We next meet two new characters in the game. They are called Ashijavi and DDEC. You can actually recruit these to the cantina. We can see what they do a little bit later on. Here is another creature that can be tamed. Throughout the map there are flying creatures that you can grab onto and glide to different locations. These help you travel the map with relative ease and get to some locations a little bit quicker. The next clip is showing off the Neko again and how we can use it to get to greater heights. The only reason I included this clip is due to the fact that the Neko is reminding me of a Chocobo. There are these golden boxes that are scattered throughout Koboh. They are called Jedi Chambers. They are puzzle rooms that of course have puzzles that Cal needs to solve to get some rewards. Now comes the most important question I think anyone can ask, which is, can I pet wild animals? And I can confirm that yes, you can. We next meet another new character called Doma Dendra. Doma is a de facto mayor of Rambler's Reach. Doma sells cosmetics that you can purchase with something called priorite shards, which Cal can find on his travels. Most of the stuff that is sold though in these shops are cosmetic based. We now enter the cantina and make our way to Ashijavi and DDEC, who we recruited earlier. If we speak to DD, you can actually change the music that is playing. Unfortunately, I do not have any info on whether you can find new music on your travels that you can give to DD. Now finally onto something a little bit different. Remember in Jedi Fallen Order where you can collect seeds to plant on the ship? While in Jedi Survivor, this has been taken up a notch. You can find these glowing pants which you can attack to get seeds. Once you have the seeds, go back to the cantina, head to the roof, and there is a huge plot where you can actually plant all the seeds that you can collect on your travels. We next get to see some of the customization options. You can change how both of your lightsabers look. Not only look, but also change the color of some of them, and you can even change how worn it is. You can either make it look brand new or ancient, and pretty much anything in between. This is not something that is limited to the lightsaber either. You can also change, well, customize both BD1 and Cal. BD1, you have the photoreceptors, your head, the audio sensors, body and legs that you can change, and with Cal you can change his hair, his beard, jackets, shirts and also his pants. Just like in Fallen Order, you can change, well you can find cosmetic items and also color changes within chests that are scattered throughout the planet. So this video was pretty much just basically an overview of the entire planet of Koboh. In my next video I will be doing a first impressions, so please make sure you press both like and subscribe if you want to see that.